Hi, I'm Ben Rhodes, and this is my new car. Ever since I got my temporary permit 2 years ago, I was driving a 2017 Toyota Camry, which I was extremely lucky to inherit from my grandmother in excellent condition. What a blessing. Had low mileage, incredible fuel economy, was comfortable, except the back seat. Very fast and agile, had a 4-cylinder V6 engine that pushed 178 horsepower. Basically, it was an incredible car. However, I would soon realize that I would need something that would last me a lot longer into adulthood than what that Camry would. I also needed something that didn't have two-wheel drive and was slightly easier to rail fan in. So eventually, in February of this year, I caved in and I traded in my Camry for this thing. A brand spanking new 2025 Chevrolet Trailblazer Active. And yes, that screaming you hear in the background is in fact my bank account. And really quick, I would love to extend my gratitude to David, Matt, Ricardo, and all of the folks at Serpentini Chevrolet of Strongsville for helping me purchase this car. I swear, the people at Serpentini are just the nicest I've ever met at any dealership. We've purchased 3 cars from them over the years, and they've just been nothing but wonderful every time. They've helped us so thoroughly through, all the processes and everything, and have just made it extremely easy, especially for me. And most importantly, I want to thank my grandmother, who's essentially given me 2 cars on silver platters, and that just doesn't happen. And I can't even begin to explain how lucky I am for that, and how lucky I feel, how grateful I am, all of that. I'm very, very thankful. So this is a 2025 Chevy Trailblazer, and it's an active variant, meaning it has all-wheel drive and is built for off-roading conditions, which makes a world of a difference on the Bayard chases. You'll see that in the next video. And at the time I'm making this video, I've already made myself at home in this car. I've already put 3,400 miles on it. Please don't shoot me. So this is my new office here. As you can see, it's got a lot of fancy schmancy features that make me look richer than I actually am. It's got a brand new, improved infotainment system. It's got push button start. Let's actually start this thing. Yeah, see, 3,400 miles on it, I know. The Trailblazer's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay capabilities. It's got heated seats with 3 different modes of heating on it. I have a heated steering wheel, so there's definitely no getting frostbite when I'm out rail fanning in the middle of winter. I've got automatic high beams right there, so it'll automatically turn on my high beams at night if there's no cars in front of me, and then obviously you can do it manually and whatnot. There's light controls down here. Sometimes in adverse conditions, I'll turn my headlights on manually, and what have you. You can turn them off and turn them on again. I've got a dial here that will brighten and dim my display when it's nighttime, so I'm not blinded by it when I'm trying to see in the dark. This has OnStar and crash detection systems in here, and because I'm an Android Auto user, I get Google Assistant in this car. When is the next train due to come through?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
There's a parking brake, nice and cozy down there, which I absolutely love. There's also a sport mode, which I haven't had to use yet, because no train has really gotten away from me in this car. And not to mention, this interior just looks incredible. I love the look of this interior, and it's very well insulated, so the climate system will heat your car and cool your car very, very quickly. It also has an, what's it called? An Ecotec 1.3 liter 3-cylinder turbo engine. So this thing goes really fast, and it's incredibly fuel efficient. Thing sounds like a Thomas C2 when I'm driving it, and I love it. In my personal opinion, this car is worth every single dollar that I'm paying for it. It's made rail fanning so much easier for me, and I think eventually it's going to make my life as a whole incredibly easy. So with all that being said, let's go rail fanning. Early in the morning on Friday, March 28, 2025, I'm en route to Perry to catch Amtrak's Lakeshore Limited number 48 breezing up the Erie West subdivision towards New York City. I'm not exactly sure why I chose to do this. There wasn't anything special going on up there. Perhaps I was having withdrawals from not having railfan much recently, or I was just eager to take the new car on a train excursion, or both. Regardless, I set up anyways and I waited. It wasn't a long wait because he was right there.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector, milepost 145.2. Track 1. No defects. No defects. Total axle 5-6. End of transmission.
Clear 145.
Alright, so, interesting horn, but not a bad start. That was Amtrak 48, and, he's off to Buffalo. We'll be seeing another Amtrak a little bit later. The westbound Floridian number 40 is currently 8 hours behind schedule due to engine issues. He's just coming off Sandpatch Grade. He's not even to Connellsville yet. So we'll be seeing him in broad daylight, which we're not really supposed to, but here we are. We're going to see him in broad daylight, and I've got the perfect spot picked out for him. So let's actually start heading that way. Heading south down State Route 44, I get passed by someone who's clearly in a rush to make it home before his wife wakes up. Though I don't recall driving like a dunce being enough to save a marriage. Oh, I don't know. You can't necessarily tell, but the sun is over the horizon at just after 8:20 in the morning. I would arrive in Ravenna just in time to watch an ace duo blast east with 268 in tow. The westbound number 2 signal at CP86 would promptly go high green in anticipation of another train. A few minutes go by, and then I find out who it is knocking on Ravenna's door.
Clearly dispatch over. 61X. 61X, you want? Yeah, 61X ready to clear up this track authority. Go over to track authority 61X. Alright, that's track authority number 2197, that's 2197. One box checked, box 2. Limits cleared by Quinn, no switches handled. I understand 61X, track authority 2197. That's 2197, one box 2 is proceed back to lines. On the main track, and normally line switches handled, is that correct? That is correct, yes. Alright, 2197 has one box 2, that's one clear, by Quinn. 827, that's 827 in the AM, over. That's track authority number 2197, 2197. One box check, box 2, limits cleared at 827. 827 in the AM by Quinn, no switches handled.
That's perfect. Confirm yourself. Temperature's not very hot.
You're not.
Never said
God,
she's
shut
hot.
up.
Never said he's hot.
No, he said the temperature's not very hot.
And he needs to take up all the radio waves just to tell him that? When the defect detector probably gave him no defects? It's ridiculous.
I wish the Norfolk said he's defect here.
6K4, clear CP86, track 1 eastbound.
Ooh.
Please don't go Bayard.
Oh,
There's
you're-
road work.
Okay, yeah,
After the 61X, the 6K4 came down with another ACE leader, a CP rebuild, and a KCS ACE. By now, I'm joined by none other than Tristan Holland and Justin Vanneman.
We can get something.
She's complaining on her drive that we cracked the driveway.
Must be
but
an
her
ace
driveway
leader.
cracked Anyway.
Yeah, I doubt it.
It's probably a C6M.
Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, it is an ACE leader.
Ah! No, it might be the ACU.
Nah. No, that's an ACE.
Dig down deep in the
For
ground,
sure,
find
that's an
two
ace.
pipes,
Look how
and
smart I am, Ben.
we moved the water line. The water line was there, so we
They
had to
don't
go
even
down
know.
No.
It's all water in there.
Oh, he does have CP on it, I think. Shut up, you. Oh, that's like 40. Ooh la la. And now for a third ace leader on 18N. That's going to be a huge 11N in a few days.
That thing was long now.
Wow. Shut up.
Good job, 83.3, over.
Oh good, he is crossing over. Remember earlier in the video when I mentioned that Amtrak 40 was running over 8 hours late? Well, that 8 hours has since turned into 11 hours. It wouldn't be until quarter after noon that we'd hear the number 40 calling out his changing cab signals over the radio as it prepares to take the diverging route here at 86.
Track 40 west on 2, limited clear at 86, over. Limited clear.
Then it was over to CSX for an X136 with the Pear Marquette Heritage Unit in the lead. Instead of going to Diamond Street like we normally do, I wanted as much side shot of this thing as I could possibly get, so we chose the next crossing west at Lakewood Road in Blackhorse. We shot the train coming around the curve as a spring rain was moving in. This train is an extra section of the nightly I-136 that runs between 59th Street Yard in Chicago and Kilby Yard in Suffolk, Virginia. I was shocked to not find any distributed power on this train, considering how long it was. By now it was lunchtime, and both of us had developed a certain craving for Raising Cane's chicken, so it was off to Kent. Our next stop would be the old B&O depot southwest of town for what I think was an M369 with a YN2 leader. Not long after this train, we were pleasantly surprised by the Wheeling and Lake Erie 562, an as-needed turn job between Britton Yard in Akron and Ravenna. We decided to go to Towner's Woods to catch GP40-3 number 4005 running Long Hood forward with one single boxcar for West Rock Distributors in Ravenna. The crew of the 562 would run its engine around at Oakwood Street so it could shove into West Rock. The conductor is seen riding the shove over Chestnut Street as it comes into Ravenna.
Nothing yet.
Some things were rapidly taking place on CSX, so we quickly had to move east. Train G110, empty grain hoppers for the BNSF at Cicero, Illinois, was fast approaching us, so we chose one of Tristan's go-to spots at Salt Springs. An AT-44C4 was in the lead, followed by an SD-70 Ace trailing second, and over 100 BNSF hoppers for the west.
Gavin's like, what's coming on CSX? G110. The fries, man.
Next, it was off to Norfolk Southern's Youngstown line for 2 CSX trackage rights trains, the first of which was southbound M405 at Hubbard. 405 is daily manifest and trash for Collier Yard in Petersburg, Virginia, out of Selkirk, New York. Waiting on the other side of Hubbard for 405 is northbound M420, and a friendly crew consisting of engineer Eddie Comer and conductor Nick Young. The 420 promptly blasted off after the 405 cleared, and me and Tristan were about to give chase.
Clear wick M420.
Our next shot is the train splitting the signals at CP Wick. Of course, Tristan knows the crew, and that got us some incredible horn shows from this CM44 rebuild. We catch the train one last time, battling the grade at Carson Hill. North of Carson are the set of junctions to the ex-Nickel Plate Lake Erie District and ex-New York Central Erie West subdivision in Ashtabula. Northbound trains like this one cross over the Lake Erie District at NP, then take the Buffalo Connection at CP 128 onto the Erie West to New York.